All right, y'all. We have maybe created a catalysm here. We have mashed together two universes, and I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we might be bringing the end of world as we know it.
Yeah, I definitely don't know what a catalysm is.
Is that some kind of Cadillac?
Cadillac.
Cadillac of cataclysms.
Yeah, it's a really high-profile cataclysm.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Right.
So bougie, we shortened it.
Yeah. Listen, before we do anything, I'm just going to play this for you guys real quick, just to get you all the way in it. Here we go.
Ages ago, we were abandoned by our goddess. The Shirins betrayed the hive mind, and we were defeated by the Pact Worlds. But we have not been dormant. We have been evolving. We are coming. Prepare for the attack of the swarm.
So, as this fades out, we see a picture of a galaxy and a small transport dropship kind of detaching from a large carrier. And it starts floating down. And we hear like some crackle of like galactic news feed kind of come over our speakers. And this is what you hear. It has been 6 months since the swarm first touched down on Suskillen in a bloody conflict named the Battle at Stone Sea. After the swarm punched through the planet's aerial and orbital defenses, its components landed near the Stone Sea, a large freshwater lake surrounding a dormant volcano. The 5th Battalion of the Suskillen Defense Force was closest to the site of contact and held the swarm back long enough for SDF to mobilize. Other battalions in the area tell stories of battle that have already reached near mythical heights, as most members of the 5th Battalion were killed in glorious, terrible combat. Since then, the SDF has fought a losing battle against the swarm. Though Suskillen is a friendly trading partner with the Pact Worlds, the planet's government has yet to officially request aid, with many afraid that the Pact Worlds will claim their planet as a protectorate in payment for such help. However, that hasn't stopped volunteers and mercenaries from other systems, including the Pact World and the Vescarium, from journeying to Suskillen to join in the fight against the invasion. The swarm is relentless, though, and it has already overran and taken nearly half of the planet. Over the past few weeks, Suskillen has enjoyed something of a respite, as the swarm appears to have ceased its near-daily attacks. Some believe the swarm numbers are dwindling, and that the tide of war will soon turn. In an effort to replenish the ranks of the 5th Battalion, the SDF has recruited mercenaries and off-worlders, made deals with prisoners and pirates, and accepted nearly every volunteer who can hold a gun. These new soldiers are being trained and outfitted at Camp Cavalier, a small encampment just outside of Brinoa. More on this story later. Stay tuned for Sports Corner with Xylorp and Galaxy Weather with Script. And we kind of come into the dropship now, and we see all of a bunch of new recruits with varying expressions on their face. Some look scared, some look queasy, some have a deep set jaw as if they prepare themselves for whatever is going to come, and others kind of have that resolution of going to do something good for the galaxy. But they all look green, including two of you on the dropship. So, Steve and Griffin, why don't you tell us a little bit about your characters as you guys are sitting there kind of strapped in on this bumpy drop down onto Susquehanna.
Griff, you want to go first or you want me to hit it off?
I mean, you talked. It's your turn, baby.
I guess I'm talking here. So if the camera pans over a little bit, the camera sees a character that I cast as Daryl Hannah from Kill Bill. This character looks like really Daryl Hannah in Kill Bill. She's got the nurse outfit with the first aid eye patch over one eye. Her other eye is it glows red, kind of like Homelander in the really scary plane scene in The Boys. But besides that, she looks basically identically human, although really hits the uncanny valley really hard. People might feel uncomfortable about her because she looks so human, but there's something not right about her. She is an android and looks like a nurse. What can I say?
Cute. I love it.
What's her name?
Excuse me, I was drinking a beer. This character's name, or her designation, is Cora 6. Her, the name that organics would know her as is Natasi.
Okay. Very good.
So I imagine sitting next to Natasi and kind of taking up a little more than his fair share of the elbow room. You see he looks like a red orc. A full orc you'd expect with his stature. He has large tusks and very heavy armor equipped. He is cast as Dave Bautista, but he has hair. And he has this longer, straight black hair, and the hair that would be getting in his eyes and in his face is tied up in kind of like a top knot on the top of his head, but he kind of lets the rest of his hair flow freely behind his neck. He has this shield, and it looks like this hunk of just dirty iron that he kind of has laying on the ground in front of him. And his name is Sigurd.
Sigurd. Got it. Okay, so the two of you are kind of on the ship and it's going down, and you look over, a couple seats down from you, Sigurd, and you see a real skinny, kind of pasty, maybe 17-year-old kid, like just sweating, freaking out, and then, at a particular jostle or whatever, the kid loses it and just hurls all over the, and can't tell if it's from the air sickness or from just nerves from going down to the swarm-infested planet or whatever, but he's not having it, and he's looking green in the face.
Whoa, kid. Watch where you're aiming that thing, all right? You really gotta, I don't know, there's a guy next to you, you could point it that way. You almost got my shoes. You almost got Betty. You know how long it takes to clean her?
I'm sorry. I just... and he just, can't... He's gone. Can't even form any words. The moving his mouth makes him hurl.
Can someone get this kid a bag? Something?
If you needed something for the nausea, you should have said something. I am a registered nurse and a doctor, and plainly can take care of you. Do you need something?
He clearly can't respond to you. You just gotta give him something.
Is the turbulence too much for me to get up and walk around?
No, it's a little tough, but it's not impossible. You just kind of have to steady yourself as it's kind of bouncing around. You're holding the little rope handholds across the middle lane,
All right, so if I get close to him and bust out my first aid kit, my basic first aid kit, and pull out a Space Tums.
The kid takes it happily and starts chomping on it, and you see a little of the color come back to his face, and he fumbles around trying to unscrew his canteen, but his palms are too sweaty or something, and he can't get a grip on the top of it. He's just struggling with it. He's a mess.
Oh, what's that on the ground? Is that your mom's spaghetti?
Well, it was linguine, but close enough, I guess. Yeah.
I'm not really asking about the noodle size.
It was dinner, and it's not anymore. And so he manages to get the canteen open, slugs some water back, and kind of just embarrassed keeps his head down the rest of the trip down.
And until he finally finishes the water and gets it recapped, Natasi is just standing over him, observing everything he does, making sure that he follows the rules. And once he's done, she says, "Soldier, or at least prospective soldier, keep your insides on the insides. You won't be able to fight the swarm if you're weak."
Yes, ma'am. And about this time, you kind of break through into the atmosphere of Suskillen, and you get your first real look at the landscape of the planet, and it's the ground is a deep red, like red clay planet, but it's covered in snow. There's lots of mountains, so once it gets up not a very high altitude, you see snow starting to cap. So it's this weird kind of juxtaposition of bright white snow against this deep, dark red clay. You can see parts of like small little cities destroyed, smoldering, been destroyed in war. You can see parts of battlefields where there's rotting corpses of all life forms, including the swarm and Vesk and humans and anybody, signs of a massive battle. But everything seems to be calm. There doesn't seem to be a battlefront that you can see, at least from the dropship. And as you guys are kind of checking it out, all of a sudden you're startled as this purple thing just flies past the window. You just see it's like darts past the window. And roll a perception check to see if you caught what you saw.
Ooh, first roll here, guys.
No. That's what Sigurd's particularly good at, is perception. Oh, okay. That's a dirty 20.
Okay.
How about a 24?
All right. So both of you, it catches your eye when it makes the first pass on the window. And you're like, what was that? And you really take a look, and as it comes around for its second pass, you see this kind of lilac-skinned dragonkin flying around the dropship, and on its back is a small little gnome. Heath, Emily, you want to talk to me about your characters?
Yeah, first of all, halfling, not gnome.
Oh, sorry, halfling.
There's a difference.
There is. You want to take this one, or you want me to handle it?
Let's go top down, bro.
Okay. So, on the back of this dragonkin is a obviously short, kind of dusty brown-haired, duster entrenched halfling. Much like the picture there, kind of wavy, medium to long hair, some brown facial hair, beard, no mustache though. Kind of a rugged rawhide looking jacket. We don't have a chance to speak yet, so I can't describe except visually.
I wonder if this guy wants to have a conversation through the window.
I wonder how that gnome got on top of that dragonkin.
I don't know. He's like
one of those crazy gnomes. They always love adventure.
Oh, this is going to be a running
I
gag.
never even
Cool.
met
Yeah, it
a
is.
gnome like that.
Curiouser and curiouser.
I mean, I see dragonkin all the time, but gnomes, that blows my mind.
And, you know, you see that this dragonkin and this Nafling are kind of flying in tandem with the dropship. And as you guys kind of land and arrive at the camp, they kind of land up right next to you. So you're on Susquehanna, just outside the capital city of Bernoa at Camp Cavalier. And when you land, you can see that this mustering area is just full of activity. There is all sorts walks of life here. There's young kids who looking for adventure, young kids that are scared. You see grizzled veterans kind of walking around, their jadedness just emanating off of their persons, and it's a hotbed of activity, and you can hear everybody kind of chattering and talking about the war and various rumors and stuff, and you'll be able to check in on this scuttlebutt here in a bit. But when you arrive, the receiving officer says, "All right, new recruits, head over to the mess hall. I'm sure you're hungry. Go over there and get something to eat. You won't have long, though, as the commander would like to speak to you shortly." And so with that, he kind of ushers you over to the mess hall, and this new group of recruits, you kind of march in formation. You can kind of talk to each other on the way over there, but it's not far to the mess hall for sure.
So, hey, I guess you were sitting next to me for a while, but I didn't really get to introduce myself. I'm Sigurd. It's a pleasure. What's your name?
Sigurd, my designation is Cora 6. You can call me Natasi, though. Most organics do.
I like it. You can call me Sig if you want.
Pleased to meet you, Sig. I've kept many of people like you alive on a battlefield. I think we'll do well together.
You've met many of people like me?
Many a people like you.
All right, that's pretty rare.
Oh, not physiologically like you. Folks that charge headfirst into battle with a shield and try and take everything down in front of them.
Well, I hope you'll have my back.
That's what I'm here for.
What do you think, Wings McGee and the little gnome?
Oh, I'm not sure.
You think they were just showing off for us?
How did they get here?
I imagine it's because the dragonkin can fly. I'm thinking like, maybe she was flying next to us.
Well, I picked that up. But we came from outer space, didn't we?
Well, yeah, but we were through the atmosphere. I think.
Let's introduce ourselves.
I'm no doctor.
Yeah, I don't really know a lot about book learning.
My degree is in medicine.
I mean, yeah, so, the dragonkin and the halfling are certainly falling in step kind of behind you guys. I don't know if you're talking so they can't hear you, or if it's just kind of oblivious to them, or...
Oh, I mean, we wouldn't be hush-hush about it. You just heard Sigurd's voice.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the two of us have very little social skills.
I have a very low charisma.
Oh, something we have in common.
Yeah, go ahead, Emily.
So I imagine that we are still like, what was it? Gaffling? Or what did we
Nafling.
say? Nafling?
Nafling, yeah.
Is still astride the dragonkin's back, and she will move a little more quickly towards you guys, and will say that she's on all fours at this time, and she'll say, "The dragonkin was, we were already planet side. We weren't exactly in the, outer space area, so no worries there.
Well, see, Natasi, that clears it up. We didn't even have to have any knowledge.
Mystery solved.
That's a really nice halfling Bjorn you have on your back. What's that made of?
Where did you acquire this slave?
Hey there, partners. I ain't no slave.
Oh.
Ah, a southern accent. He's definitely not phoning it in.
No, sir. Don't reckon I am.
What's your name, little guy?
How you doing? I'm Tex Arcana.
And,
Sorry, I can't deal with it.
Dragon Lady, did we actually catch your name? I have a very limited intelligence and therefore short-term memory, so...
No, Yavari. Yavari Star Eater. Nice to meet you. Welcome.
Well, you guys can call me Sig if you want. Sigurd for long.
Sigurd for long.
And the dragonkin will cock her head kind of to the side and look the android up and down and say, "And you, dear, what's your name?"
My designation is Cora 6. You, Organic, can refer to me as Natasi. I'm here to keep you alive.
Well, you and I are going to be good friends then.
Hey, I already called dibs. I flew in with her. She's healing me.
We do go back quite a ways.
At least 10 minutes.
At least to the vomit.
Thanks for that, by the way.
You're welcome. He was in trouble.
So, roundabouts, where are you, fellers and lady from?
Well, I used to be a prison guard, but it wasn't any ordinary prison. You ever heard of Dagox 4?
I don't reckon. How about you?
I don't know,
Star
have
Eater?
we?
I haven't.
Okay, cool. We're not out of the loop.
Well, it's a planet that's entirely a prison. So I lived there for about 20 years as a prison guard. Escorting prisons, one of the best things you could do. Me and Betty here really were able to push back the prisoners. They're kind of no match for a riot shield.
And is that what Betty is? Is that we can plainly see her, I suppose?
Yeah, I'm pointing at her actually. This is Betty. We go way back.
Please tell me there's like a big red orc pinup girl on it, Betty.
Yeah, like a badly drawn, like on an airplane.
Yeah, it's like a B-52.
Yeah.
So at this point, I think Tex would pat Uvari to like lean down a little so he can safely dismount, and he'd probably walk up, extend his hand, quite friendly, say, "Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, fellas and lady. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm Tex. This is Uvari. We're kind of soul bonded a little bit."
And at that, Yavari would stand up on her back legs to her full, like, large stature.
Are the dragonkin large in?
Yes.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, they are? It's good to know.
Yeah.
Like 10 by 10 large?
Yep.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, really plays up how small I am in comparison.
I was going to say, because if you guys were about the same size, that would be a really awkward flight.
How'd you even straddle across her back? Your legs are... sorry, never mind.
Years of practice.
I have specialized armor with a built-in saddle. It's fine. We can get into it later.
This is all very interesting. I'd like to get into it now.
You guys get into the mess hall at this point, right? Having this conversation and kind of get in line. And I mean, you can imagine the type of grub that they're serving. You know, you go through this line and it's basically just rehydrated potato powder and some sort of meat in gravy. And you just kind of get 2 slops of it on your tray. And as I said, you're hearing a bunch of scuttlebutt throughout the mess hall as you're in there. Now, you guys can continue talking to each other for sure, but also while you're there, I want each of you to roll 2 diplomacy checks Unless you have Profession Soldier. Does anybody have Profession Soldier?
Yavari does.
Okay, so you can roll Profession Soldier. If you don't have Profession Soldier, roll a Diplomacy. And let me get 2.
2.
Yeah, so let's start with Steve.
Yeah, let's get this one out of the way with that -1 diplomacy. All right. Like everything she does, Natassi is extraordinarily clinical, and she's probably not going to involve herself with the people if she doesn't really have to. That's going to be a 7 and a 2.
Yeah,
nice.
you do not pick up any of the scuttlebutt because you're too focused on the people directly in front of you. What about you, Griffin?
All right, let's see here. That's a 19.
Mm-hmm.
And a 9.
All right, you can roll 1d8.
That's a 6.
A 6. So, you see, or you overhear kind of at another table, next to your table, you overhear this guy talking. He's kind of got a mullet haircut, you know. He's let the back grow out, kept the front short, all that kind of thing. And he's talking as if he's very sure of what he's talking about. And you hear him, he said, yeah, that swarm, I'm telling you, they're controlled by an extraplanar coalition of demons who want to destroy as much of the galaxy as possible. We are up against pure and utter evil. Evil, I tell you. And so that's the rumor that you get now. It's up to you to decide whether it's true or false. Some of these are true, some of these are false, but that's what you overhear.
Well, I just want to say, I fully believe the word of anyone with the champagne of haircuts.
And okay, Heath, on that, let me get 2 diplomacy checks from you, please.
All right. For all this scuttlebutton.
For all this scuttlebutt.
That's a dingy-ass strip club.
It is. It's
It really
actually
is.
the name of a strip club in between here and Hattiesburg. And Kennewan's.
That's an
unfortunate.
awful name for one.
Oh, it's terrible.
I really
it's an
don't
awful
like
strip
that.
club.
It's an awful strip club.
So I rolled a 13
you
on the
know?
die, but with my...
Go ahead.
I rolled a 13 on the first die, but I have +8, so that'll
Okay.
be a 21.
Uh-huh.
And a 15, so that'll be a 23.
All right, you can roll a d8 twice.
I got a 5.
All right, so with that one, while you're in line, there's like you see 2 soldiers in front of you talking, and you overhear them saying, yeah, the majority of the Susquehanna government and SDF command have already moved operations off planet because they estimate that the planet will fall under complete swarm control in 3 months. We have to finish our tour of duty here and get out. And then roll another d8 to see what else you hear.
That is a 1.
Okay.
But it goes to a
this
9.
This person continues on and says, the SDF themselves has tactically withdrawn its forces in 90% of the battles it has conducted with the swarm, with most battles resulting in SDF attrition rates of at least 10%. It's not good. It's not good. It's not
Sounds
good.
like it.
Yeah, and so they, this person doesn't have a very hopeful outlook on the fight with the swarm. Emily, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say I would definitely share that to Yavari in a non-common language we have in common.
I wonder if they're speaking in Draconic.
Yes. Non-common secret speaky talks.
Yavari, let's get a couple soldier rolls.
So Yavari's awesome, but Emily's a moron. I do not have profession soldier. Yeah.
All right.
I got
let's roll
excited.
Let's roll those diplomacies then.
All right, let's
Emily,
see
you're
what we
a
got here.
soldier joining the military.
That was
Won't ever need it.
Won't ever need it.
So it was supposed to be diplomacy, was that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a 7.
Okay, roll again.
Okay, a 15.
All right, 15 will get you something. Roll a d8.
All right. A 5.
Roll again. We've already heard that rumor.
And a 1.
We've already heard that rumor.
Look, our soul bond is so tight.
Yeah, it's
So tight,
super,
yeah.
super tight.
Super tight soul bond.
We're so bonded. Yeah, she's a little distracted. She's just kind of watching texts and watching the people around, just kind of taking everything in, but not really focusing.
Yeah, you can roll one more time.
Okay. He's a benevolent GM.
He did
A
label
3.
himself as the Swarm.
He did.
The swarm. Oh, good. That's reassuring.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so you see a Vesk as you're walking to the table from the line. You see a Vesk kind of talking. His swarm are attacking Susklin because of a rare mineral in the soil that they need to survive. They're here because they need resources.
She would also share that back to Tex.
And you guys kind of are all now seated eating your gruel. You guys can carry on with talking to each other if you'd like. You've got a little time to kill before the Major wants to see you. If you'd like to roll a knowledge check on Major Jaldamarik, that's the commanding officer here.
A little upset that it wasn't Tom, but whatever.
Let's get a culture check from everybody.
No.
Do you guys know a lot about cultures and people that live in them?
I am not trained in culture.
No, nor am I.
Don't worry, I believe I've heard of the Major before with a 23.
Yeah, boy.
23. All right. Nobody else needs to roll. You got all the information.
Sweet, nobody else can.
So here's the scoop on Major Jaldamarik. He is a Vesk officer, and he is one of the most stalwart and feared commanders in the STF. He is over 60 years old and has had a storied career. He has worked for the Veskarian military, the stewards, and as a private military consultant in the Pact Worlds. He was one of the few Vesk given the Starstone Medal, one of the Pact World's highest military decorations, for fighting the Swarm during its attack on the Pact Worlds and the Veskarian. Credible rumors say that he turned down an offer to join the Knights of Galarian after the hostilities ended. Furthermore, Major Jaldamarik, when he joined the SDF at the beginning of the Swarm invasion, he insisted on being given the rank of private and has worked his way up to his current position in a short period of time. He has been heard to say that fighting against the Swarm is his true purpose in life.
Wow.
Nice.
So yeah, Natasi would relay that to the rest of her crew and basically just say, I think the Major is someone who really has the heart of a soldier in him.
Sounds kind of like a hard ass.
Yes.
Yeah,
But the right kind of hard ass.
Yeah, sounds like somebody you wouldn't want to, fuck with.
Sounds like the right person to lead this war of attrition.
Yes.
And as you guys are kind of contemplating this, the receiving officer comes up to your table and says, all right, the Major will see you now. Come.
All right.
And he just turns expecting you to follow, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, come on, Betty.
Can we pause for 1 second? And
Yeah.
I don't mean to steal the Hideous Laughter swag, but I've been curious this whole time. What the fuck is everybody drinking?
Oh, there it is. We waited a while to get to that.
Yeah, there's very little preamble
Hey,
on this.
it's not our show.
That's true.
We're not running it. I
mean,
would
you
have
know,
led
it's-
with that, but here we are.
It's something I was looking forward to, you know?
Well, I think it fits here in the mess hall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Natasi just got done crushing her first hams and is working her way through her second one.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Classic.
Siggy's
I'm
on
drinking-
vibe. Oh, go ahead.
I'm drinking an Abita strawberry lager.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm drinking a Parade Punch kombucha with whiskey in it.
Whoa.
Oh, my God.
I'm into the boozy kombucha. I've had a couple. They
Yeah.
only make me poop a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not doing it right then.
You're supposed to poop a lot.
This flavor is pear and jasmine blossom, and it mixes nicely with this bullet rye.
Nice.
That is
Nice. It sounds so sophisticated compared to what I have.
What do you got?
What are you drinking, Griffin?
It's a Vive hard seltzer, lime flavor.
Vive.
It's
that's
my
a new
third since
brand.
we've started recording. So
Oh, wow.
here we go.
Yeah, we might have to break for more booze soon.
Yeah, we're gonna have to break for more booze shortly.
Yeah. What about you, Emily?
I am drinking this is made in Shreveport, a Southern Drawl, dry hop Pilsner.
Nice.
I liked it
nice.
because of the art, and it's okay.
Okay.
It's like
I mean, if it's
beer.
just okay, then
So I was also curious about the Hideous Laughter Boys said who their character was cast as, right? We've got Daryl Hannah and we've got Dave Bautista.
yep.
Emily, who's doing all the mocap work for your dragon kid?
I mean, obviously, it's that one guy whose name is
Andy Serkis.
Thank you, him.
Oh
Yep.
God, we got a Smaug.
Yes.
Well, your boy Tex Arcana is it's funny, like with the Lord of the Rings connection, we've got the halfling treatment, but it's Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Yet another shift for the old reconnaissance there. He's going back to sci-fi. He liked Interstellar so much.
Yes. No. Quick point of clarification. Yavari is actually silver dragonkin with like weird
Okay.
little purple flecks because she is, not a chromatic dragon. So
I've been there. Except as a
Well,
culprit.
sorry, I just wanted to clear up some of the housekeeping stuff because we just jumped right into this thing.
yeah,
That's right. You got to get it's always good to put the intro banter in the middle
Yeah.
of the session. That's it's the
Well,
new
now
way to
everybody
do
knows
things,
who we
guys.
are and what we're drinking.
yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody
I
wanted
mean,
that.
Hey, everybody at home. My name's Steve. I play Matumbe on the Hideous Laughter podcast.
Oh yeah, do we want to introduce ourselves?
Yeah, we never
yeah.
did. That's
We're shitty at this. You'd think we
So
knew
that was the
before.
prologue, everybody. And now here's the start of the actual.
Let's let the
campaign.
characters
Let's go
meet each
around
other
the
before
table.
everybody else.
Let's go around the table. We've got here on my left on my screen, top left, I'm seeing Steve from Hideous Laughter. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well, Adam. Really psyched to be here. Ever since they announced Attack of the Swarm, I mean, Griffin can vouch for me. This is the one that I have over and over and over, pounded into his brain that I want to play.
It's why I got all the books.
So I got all the books.
But now we're playing it. Good thing I didn't read them.
Yeah, I mean, how serendipitous.
But yeah,
And then speaking there, that's Griffin, the GM from Hideous Laughter. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty dang good. I'm very excited to play. I think the last time Steve and I got to play any Starfinder was in our Dead Sons campaign, which ended 6 months ago.
long time ago, yeah.
So it's been a little while. We're shaking off the rust, but I'm really, really excited to play this. And I figured the voice I was going to use today was going to hurt my vocal cords, so I made sure to pack a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, proud of you.
Proud of you.
Joining me on the right side of the screen table, I have on the top Heath Parker.
hey,
How you doing?
I'm good, man. Taking a break from Titanium Mike, getting to play a little halfling that has a. Oh man, I can't lie. If I were to give you the full description of this character, it's not like it's got a long backstory. It's just because of my class, race, personality combo, there are 8 descriptors.
Oh, see, I was just going to say donkey from Shrek.
Well, that implies something else, Griffin.
Because of the implication of that.
Right. And then rounding out the table, of course, we have Emily. How are you doing?
Super good. I'm pretty fucking pumped to kind of be at the virtual table with all you cats. This is kind of like my dream crew, I guess you could say.
Yeah, we're
we
calling this one
assembled
the
a
All-Star
supergroup.
game.
So
The All-Star game.
The first podcast super group.
Yeah, that's it.
Did
Totes.
it. We did it.
Got
My name's Adam, and also from Southern Tomfoolery. And I hope you enjoyed the prologue. the arrival at Susquehanna, as it were, because we are definitely about to get into the crux of this thing, attack the swarm. And I've been excited about this adventure path ever since it was announced myself. I've read through it, and there's so many cool things that go down in this. I think you guys are going to have a great time. And hopefully you won't be too mad when all of you die under the swarm.
Wow, super rude. Whatever.
Great.
That being said, you are now escorted into your commanding officer's ready room. And you see Major Jaldamarik there. And you can just tell immediately upon setting eyes on him that he must be this veteran of several epic battles. His scales are dark green and the spikes on his jaw point forward to form a sort of beard. He sports a large cybernetic eye. And as you file into the chamber, he inspects each of you and your kit for a moment before he begins to speak. And before he speaks, I want to show you a picture of him.
Fuck
you
yeah.
can see he is awesome looking, man. Tell me that's not a badass vest right
dude. That's amazing. I mean, I'm a Vesk fanboy anyways, but even as far as Vesk go, that's dope.
The cybernetic
his
eye
beard
is
it's like ice crystal beard looking thing. It's so cool.
He's very Terminator 2.
What a fucking hoss.
Yavari would holler.
Yeah. Well, and I think hoss is the exactly appropriate term for him.
Yeah.
Fucking hoss.
And so he begins to lecture to you. He says, I am your new commanding officer, Jaldamarik, and I was killing Swarm before you were clutching your mother's tails. I know more about this enemy than every soft-skinned general in this system, and I know for a fact we are losing this war. You've probably heard that over the last 7 days, the Swarm has retreated from 3 smaller cities to the east of Brenoa. And the media and the STF alike are calling this a turning point in the war. But I know better. Those Vexers are up to something, and I'm not letting the 5th Battalion get caught with their spacesuits round their ankles. You're now part of what I'm calling the Midnight Squad. Get used to it. For your first assignment, you'll patrol the Delta Escarpment, a few miles west of Camp Cavalier, from sundown to sunup, and report back with any unusual activity. Any questions?
Are we patrolling an active combat zone?
Hopefully you'll find nothing out there, Private. But if you spot any evidence of creatures not native to Susquehanna, you best report back immediately.
Well, 10-4.
Yavari will just kind of nod and look down for Tex's movement.
Do you need a glass of water? I understand what that kind of does to your voice.
Yes, you seem to share a similar timbre to my voice, but this is just how I sound.
Yeah, same. Yeah, no worries. No worries at all. Like, yeah, this is totally normal for the both of us.
Do you have any pertinent questions, Private?
What happened to your eye?
If you didn't say it, I was going to. So.
Yeah, it was ripped out by this new type of swarm.
What?
Its claw punctured deep into my socket and removed the eye, but I have a better one now.
You've been fighting the swarm for a pretty long time, right? And how often would you say new types crop up?
Well, I fought the swarm on a handful of fronts, and every time they've been different. But even here on Susquehanna, there's something more cunning about these creatures. Like, they've got a purpose other than just killing everything in their field of view. We're seeing a number of new variations on their ranks, including the expendable scouts we're calling dredges. Nasty little critters, about the size of a Catholic, but they burrow right under you. And they've got barbed jaws that latch onto you and take you down in a matter of moments. But just like any swarm component, they die if you put enough rounds in them. My kill count is 112. But there's always seems to be 2 more, ready to take a dead one's place.
Shit.
What is the layout of this area that we're going to? Any particular geographical anomalies or points of interest we should be aware of?
The coordinates should suffice to get you there, no problem. There's not much to go on as far as geographical features, but the area that you're going to be patrolling is on the edges of our controlled space. I'll tell you, the signs aren't good, but that doesn't mean we're finished. If you complete your patrols and report any and all pertinent intelligence back to me, I'll make sure High Command knows what us troopers are facing here on the ground.
Would the best way to be getting out of trouble if we find it? You make it sound like we're up against some pretty great odds, and the odds are pretty good that we're not going to make it back here, so what do you suggest for getting out of there at a high speed?
I've been in a lot of battles in my time, and I've seen what the Swarm can do. But it's not a matter if this planet is going to fall. It is. But it's how many Swarm we can kill before they eat us alive. Do you understand me, soldier?
Well, it just kind of sounds like you're making us the same thing that the dredges are, expendable soldiers.
Well, you're not wrong.
Goddamn.
But it's up to you to survive out there. And as I said, I do not expect you to encounter anything while you're there. This should be a very routine patrol. You're not going to the front, as it were. However, if you're still unsure, you can visit the quartermaster. Perhaps they will have some items that could help you.
Well, I got Betty, so I'm happy, but maybe the rest of them...
Well, then you won't need this 300 credit conscription bonus, will you?
Oh, I need to get a new paint job.
I'll take it. So, I mean, it just seems to me like we're fighting a losing battle here. Doesn't even sound like have much of a plan at all to try to actually win this war.
We can't win it, but we can stifle their advances on this planet. That's what you joined the STF to do, is it not?
I mean, I reckon I joined to win.
Well, I like your plucky attitude.
And you'll see Yavari kind of look down at Tex, and you guys can't hear it, but in his mind, he'll hear, "We are together. We can win." And she'll kind of nod at him.
Damn straight.
Jadamarik continues to kind of tell you a little bit more about this mission, and it's basic patrol duty, but it's a 13-hour shift. And they recommend getting a light source if you need one, clothing to withstand cold weather, though he points out environmental protections on armor should last the night, and perhaps something to help keep them awake. And he tells you that the quartermaster sells something called a wake-up patch in the canteen, and suggests that you get one. And he transfers the 300 credits to each of you, so each of you get 300 credits. And he tells you where you can find the quartermaster as well.
Well, hell yeah, man. They give us 300 credits and sell us some speed. My kind of army.
So there's a lot of things that you can purchase from the quartermaster, okay? You guys all have your starting equipment, right? Yep. You guys kind of got your that kind of stuff. So, I mean, he has level 1 basic items here available. But he also has a couple of specialty items. Now, there's a bug snare, but that's a level 10 item, and it costs 740, and I don't think you can afford it, but it basically sets up a little snare for a 4 square area that you could trap things in. Some of the things that you could probably afford is there are camouflage membranes, and this is a level 1 item, and it costs 100 credits. And what it does is gives you a +2 circumstance bonus to stealth checks while in the particular biome to which the membrane has been adjusted to. You can take 10 minutes to adjust the biome to what it is camouflaging. But it's this thing that kind of just goes over your armor that gives you a +2 bonus to stealth. There's formation boots, also a level 1 item, and also 100 credits. What it does is it takes 2 hours for the boots to conform to the wearer's feet, but once they do, you get a +2 bonus to Constitution saves to avoid taking damage from a forced march. Okay. There is the Wake Up Patch, which is a level 2 item, costs 100 credits, and after a minute, the person who takes the patch, which is a cocktail of stimulants, gains a +2 circumstance bonus to saving throws against the effects that cause the asleep condition and to fortitude saves from sleep deprivation for 24 hours. If you use 3 of these in a week, you immediately gain the exhausted condition when the effects of the 3rd patch wear off.
Yeah, that sounds like speed.
Yep, it is speed. There's Warming Bomb, which is basically one of those little hot pocket things, that you can crack and warm your hands with. It's a level 2 item. It costs 150 credits, and it gives you a +2 circumstance bonus to fortitude saves to avoid taking damage from cold environments.
So, 2 observations so far. 1, I don't know if you guys play Monster Hunter, but I'm getting a real strong Monster Hunter vibe off the first couple items. The snare and the camo overcoat. 2, we are definitely going to be prisoners of war.
I mean, I feel like they don't do that.
This is a routine patrol. I can't imagine we'll need any of these things.
Yeah, you should just
Obviously
bypass
not.
this whole scenario right here.
Listen, he told
Spend it
us he
on
wasn't
booze.
expecting anything. I highly agree with him. He's been fighting the swarm for 40 years.
Yeah, if anybody's an expert, it's him. How much was the camo coat thing?
100 credits.
Yeah, I want to get one of those.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pick one of those up too.
Is there anything else? Does anybody want Wake Up Patches or Formation Boots or Warming Bombs?
You know what? If we get into some kind of trouble, I don't really have anything I need to sleep for. I might get one of these wake up patches so I can at least watch over us.
Yeah, Yavari would also be about getting that sleep patch.
We're all gonna get some fucking drugs.
Let's get some meth. Sorry.
I mean, you could take 3 in a week. That's a hell of a bender. I'm ready.
We'll go around the table. Heath, what are you getting?
I definitely want the camo membrane.
Okay.
Let's see. The speed is
Wake Up Patch.
The speed is $100 or 100 credits. So I've got 100 left. I'll get the boots, man.
All right. Cool. Emily, what you getting?
Var's gonna get the speed.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up patch, because that one is 100 credits. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then also the boots, because that's another 100. Yeah.
Sounds good. Griffin?
I'm getting the speed. I'm getting the camo. I'm not really worried about the fortitude saves because my class, which I have not revealed yet, does pretty well on those. I think I'm gonna get the. I think I'm gonna get 2 speed patches.
Okay, sounds like a plan. 2 speed patches for Sigurd, and to Cora / what's the other name?
Natasi.
What's she getting?
This is tough, man, because I really have no idea what I'm preparing for. But what I will say is my fort saves are bad. But I do need to sleep every night to gain things back for the class that I have not revealed. So I'm not going to get a wake-up patch. I'm going to get the stealth camouflage. And then I think I'm also going to get the formation boots. And so that should leave me $50 left over. Or no, $100 left over, right? So that's...
yeah, you got 2 things. Yep.
Credits, Steve. They're called credits in this universe, in this game.
I'm sorry that I broke the immersion for everybody.
I was so immersed, and now I'm not.
I quit.
Pack it up,
guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pocket the final 100. I just really don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
no
the
problem.
Swarm might have a shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get that bug gear. You
Yeah.
know?
There's got to be some random ass Khajiit somewhere out here. Like,
Khajiit has wares.
Khajiit has wares.
All right. Well, you guys have all been suited up with some extra gear. The quartermaster suggests to you that you might want to go ahead and get some sleep now, since you're going to be going out at night. Again, you're the midnight patrol, and so you have an overnight shift coming up.
Squad.
Thank
Sorry.
you.
Did anyone else think that was
Ted.
just a cool name? And not related
was
to the
too.
time of day we'd be doing this?
Yeah, right. I was like, we're just the midnight special.
I also was
disappointed
fooled.
And so, yeah, you guys kind of get some rest, get all ready to go. And right as the sun sets, you muster up. And who has the best survival check? Survival bonus.
Certainly not me.
+0.
Yep. +0.
I've got a whopping plus
boy.
0 as well.
Give me a second.
I mean, anything better than a 0, it looks like.
Natasi has a +8.
Oh, there you go. All right. Let's get a roll from Tasia to see if she can lead you out to the Delta Escarpment.
Here we go. Probably not. That's going to be a 12.
Oof.
That'll do it. It was a
Thank God.
low check, DC 10 check, because you do have the coordinates. And you get there with about 2 hours. So it's about 8 p.m. at this point. And you have reached the area that you are assigned to patrol. It's a hilly region kind of surrounding the metropolis of Brnoa, and you're about 5 miles outside of Brnoa and about 4 miles away from the camp. You guys are all up, right, beginning your watch, so it's not like somebody's going to sleep now. You guys are all up doing kind of a 4-point watch of the area. But certainly you guys can kind of talk to each other during this time. Maybe it might be a good time to talk about what you guys are good at, skill-wise.
Yeah.
What's a skill?
Does that involve a shield?
Well, first off, the whole way out here, Yavari will have been kind of like, can't believe they didn't give us some kind of equipment, some kind of vehicle to get out here. What if we have to leave quickly? I can only fly so many people at once.
Roll, I guess, a culture check or
Nope.
diplomacy then.
Okay.
How's that plus
16.
16. Yeah, I mean, so you kind of maybe as you're saying this, put it together that the SDF is very
Underfunded.
underfunded and undersupplied. Like they've just burned through a bunch of their stuff, so technically this probably would require some sort of ATV component, but they don't have it. So you're on feet, or for in your case, going by wing. But no vehicle available at the moment.
Well, the reason Yavari brings that up is because her main thing is piloting. So
Well, when I say skills, I don't want you guys to each go down the 20 different skills. I'm talking more about, let's talk about your classes a little bit here.
Well, I reckon I'll go first.
We going around the circle as us?
We can go back and forth. We can make all kinds of shapes.
Tell you what, Tex. How about you start us off, because I can't keep you alive if I don't even know what you are.
We'll go in height order.
Height order it is.
You're next.
Alright, well, I recently found out that I'm what they refer to as a witch warper. Lived most of my life as a kind of outlaw ranch hand, but pretty recently I started seeing trippy shit into other realities.
Is that because of all the speed, or does it just happen?
I mean, I don't think it's solely the speed's fault.
If you've already taken 3 doses, you should tell us now.
Oh, I haven't.
Yeah, you gotta tell her if your erection lasts for more than 4 hours.
I've got something for that.
Priapism, Tex, it's not good. We talked about this before.
But yeah, so I'm a witch warper, which means I'm a charisma-based caster, man, so I'm good at, like, diplomacy. And intimidate, surprisingly enough.
Well, Tex, it's been great to meet you. I myself am, I guess you could tell, something a little bit of a healer. I pray to the goddess Triune, and my job is to keep organics fighting so we can push back the organic menace of the swarm.
Yeah, I'm a wait-on man myself.
How many of you guys guessed that she would follow Triune?
I don't think it was particularly obvious.
Not all androids like Triune, damn.
Well,
Yep.
I just had an inkling.
It's, yeah, I played directly into that stereotype.
Going by height.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be you next, Griffin.
Well, yeah, I don't do any of that fancy shit. I kind of like to push people with my shield, and, I get hit a lot, so I'm hoping, I'm hoping to get a little support from the back end, if you know what I mean.
I believe the two of us will get to know each other quite quickly and quite well.
Yeah, I know, I'm probably gonna go down on you in the first fight.
Zing! That's a 4-round action, so that's just a wasted turn.
You got to get that cunning linguist feat,
Yeah.
Oh, come on. That's a good pun.
I think I need more skill
Adam.
ranks for that.
I'm proud of you.
I'm usually on the front line. That's why they call me Vanguard. Also, I can do some weird shit with entropic energy. Watch this.
And he picks up a stone off the ground. You see this gray-blue energy surround it, and he shoots it like a bullet down the path we're walking down.
Not everybody that has the kind of power I have can do that kind of thing, but it's kind of my specialty.
Tex says, oh, hell yeah, man, check this out. And he casts Daze on you.
Rude.
Rude.
I'm just fucking around.
That leaves Emily
yeah.
and your character.
Yavara's just kind of been like sort of in the back, like she's sort of bringing up the rear, but she's so large and her head kind of her neck sort of cranes over the rest of you that she's still sort of in the front. And she kind of just looks around the entire group and lands on Tex and says,
Well, I mostly just I tend to also be more of a front lines kind of person. I try and keep Tech's out of harm's way while he slings his fancy spell stuff. Mostly, I can do this. And she just kind of, her wings just unfurl and sort of shoots out all of these dust motes and bits of rock and everything. And she moves up ahead of the group and then sort of drops with the like thunderous sound. And she looks back. She says, "Yeah, I can fly." So
Carrier has arrived.
yeah, no, she is actually a soldier. So
Very nice.
So what's cool is we have all three of the new classes, right? You're a biohacker, huh?
Me? No,
Steve?
I am a mystic.
Oh, you're a mystic. Okay, my bad. I thought we had.
No, I did not explicitly say that, but yes, I am a mystic.
Yeah,
and,
we're 2 for 3.
Yeah, 2 for 3.
Yeah.
And the other cool thing is we have no intelligence-based classes.
Yeah, nope. We got a bunch of dummies.
I really hope there's no computers in this campaign.
Listen, I'm wise as fuck, so
Wise.
whatever that gets me.
I'm hella charismatic.
I have
Guys.
a rank in engineering.
I mean, you could say I have a lot of con. There are no skills that go with con, but I have a lot of con.
Right.
Oh, we're gonna die.
Yeah. Well, you're just gonna be in a lot of bad stuck situations for sure.
Good thing I got Betty.
When you get stuck, you just make a hole.
There you go. Don't need a computer.
You know, computer.
Hold
We
up,
don't
I'm
need
gonna
no
do-
stinking badges.
And I'll just lie my way out of any situation I get into.
There's a lot of them bugs.
Several hours later, as the end of your shift nears, and you can see the faintest trace of the rising sun's light on the horizon, all of a sudden on all of your comm units, a loud tonal alarm is followed with an all-points bulletin, emergency broadcast over your comm units. A hurried female voice says, "Attention all Susquehanna ground forces. This is Space Dock Prime 1. We are under heavy attack. A swarm armada has entered into low orbit and has begun to..." And the transmission ends as abruptly as it began in a burst of ear-splitting static. Up in the sky, high above Brnoa, hundreds of small lights flash, the telltale sign of starship combat overhead. And we'll see you.
You're allowed to do that on this show?
Finish your drinks.
Finish your drinks, yes, please.
Yeah, I do think we need to marry some of
Yeah,
our
we need to
traditions.
marry.
So-
So finish your drinks. We'll see you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need you to finish your drinks, because we'll fucking see you.
Yeah. There
it
How
is.
about that?
There it is.
All right.
Yeah, and we'll
Alright.
start every episode asking what we're drinking and then bitch about the weather for 5 minutes.
There you go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I think we should start every episode with landing and then a long meal, then credits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's episode 1 of Hideous Tomfoolery, y'all. See you next time.